Before the first shovel even touched the earth, 100 men had already vanished. Some said they ran. Others whispered they were taken, swallowed by the tomb of a man who trusted no one. China's first emperor wanted immortality, and to protect it, he buried secrets so dark. Even today, no one dares open his grave. They weren't the first to disappear. Qin Shi Huang ruled his empire with iron fear, and fear was the only thing allowed near his tomb. Every worker swore they heard things beneath the soil, the rumble of hidden chambers, the scrape of stone moving on its own. Whispers said the hill itself breathed, a hollow sound like the throat of some buried beast. Men who vanished left tools behind, meals half-eaten, and ground stained with panic. Rumor became order, silence or death. Speak against the emperor, and you would not leave the earth again. Qin Shi Huang's architects sketched catacombs like battle plans. They mixed clay with faces, every soldier a memory, every memory a warning. A man who knew too much might wake up immortalized in silence. Some nights the emperor ordered music to drown out the screams. A court of sound masking the work below. Below, men dug in the dark, while above, laughter tried to pretend everything was fine. Then the disappearances accelerated. A footnote erased. A name scratched out. A carpenter who once laughed was found staring at nothing. His tongue gone, his eyes hollow. Even the potters whispered that some statues were too perfect. Qin filled the tomb with what he feared and what he desired. Weapons, maps, oceans of silver, and rivers said to be of mercury. To guard those riches, he ordered traps. Devices that turned corridors into graves. Arrows could fly without a hand. Pits could swallow dozens in one hungry bite. Legends grew like barnacles. Booby traps, poison, living men sealed as offering. A small group of foremen plotted a whisper of escape, and the whisper reached the wrong ears. They were dragged to the emperor's tent, and the punishment was not public. It was permanent. History records little of their endings. Some craftsmen were never named again, their faces replaced with clay mockeries in case anyone remembered. Years passed. The emperor's paranoia calcified into ritual. Mercy had been buried long ago. When Qin died, panic did not free the buried. It sealed them deeper. Officials covered wrought with ceremony. The tomb was sealed like a mouth shut over a scream. For centuries, the man-made hill became a bruise on the landscape, a wound no one dared open. Time should have softened memory, but memory hardened into myth. Then, in a field thousands of years later, a farmer's plow struck clay.
The first head surfaced, as if the ground had decided to cough up a secret. Archaeologists came like doctors summoned to an ancient wound. They uncovered rows of warriors, and the valley filled with the sound of stunned silence. Yet even then, the core remained forbidden. The emperor's central chamber stayed sealed. They tested the soil and found poison. Traces of mercury where rivers were rumored to flow. Mercury stained the silence with reason to fear. The emperor had planned not just a tomb, but a death for any who came near. Scholars argued. Some wanted the secret opened. Most urged patience, fear, and respect. To open it would be to breathe into a sleeping apocalypse, and possibly set a trap to work once more. Even the clay soldiers appear watchful now, as if guarding not just the emperor, but the secret of his cruelty. Tourists come with lenses and smiles, but the mound watches back with older patience. There are warnings carved into scroll fragments. Do not awaken what the Emperor commanded to sleep. Sometimes at night, locals hear a distant scrape, like a stone settling, and they cross themselves. Historians may one day open that gate, or perhaps the Earth will keep its secret for 1,000 more years. But remember this, the dead are not always quiet. They wait with the patience of stone, and sometimes stone remembers too well. The Emperor's dream of eternity became someone else's nightmare. A library of lives turned to clay, and so the mound waits. Sealed, patient, dangerous. Beneath it, an army stands guard, not for a ruler, but for the secret he chose to bury with him.